Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article. It's from the Boston Globe, written by James Pendel. Now this was published on, I'm assuming here, on the 22nd, because it just says updated on the 22nd. But it wouldn't make any sense if they would put this out on the 21st unless they put it out right after the end of the debate. And if they did do that, I'm sure they had this pre-written up. And yeah, because it's so vague in general, it's not even funny. I mean, you would think, look at the title here, scorecard, grading the debate performance of Donald Trump and Joe Biden. You would think that this would be an honest scoring of it. There wouldn't be any Trump derangement or anything like that. Well, you'd be wrong, because this is the Boston Globe. The legacy media is full of Trump deranged dipshits. And of course, right here, first sentence. He goes off into Trump derangement territory. I mean, just look here, right? Let's get into it. In what was probably his last presidential debate ever, there were aspects of President Trump's performance that were familiar. He seized the lead role. He went on the attack, and he told a lot of lies. What lies are those, Pertel? You claim he's lying, but you then do not explain how he was lying. On the other hand, you don't call out Joe for being a lying sack of shit when he's got this, believe me, look, believe me, as he's lying to the American people. You didn't call him out when he was lying about the shit with his, whole family's corruption that he's the head of. It's like a mafia family and he's running it. Did you say anything about that? No, you didn't call out his lies and that. But things that Trump actually said, physically said, that are true, you're calling lies. Because I'm sure that's what you did. Because I watched the debate. I don't know what lies you're talking about. But see, you don't even specify them here, Pendel. Moving on. But there was always something new. But there was also something new. Restraint. No, this is what's funny. These idiots forget how he handled the debates with Hillary. The first debate with Hillary was how he handled Biden, to show that she can't deal with her feathers getting ruffled. That's his tactic. Very first debate. The first debates with the, running for the RNC. Same exact thing. This is a pattern that you idiots cannot see. Then he goes into the next debate with restraint and control and gets his points across. See, the idea is round one, you bloody them up. Round two, you then go in to finish them off. That's what he did. Oh, God. Heading into the debate, every poll told the same story. In less than 2 weeks, Trump was about to be the first incumbent president in 28 years not to be reelected. Do you mean the same polls that in 2016 said that Hillary had a 95% chance of winning and Trump only had a 5% chance? Are those the polls you're talking about? By the same pollsters now that were trying to fucking rig the election back then by pushing their bullshit, by pushing their feelings over the actual numbers? Is that what you're talking about? Because the same thing happened here. Same playbook. They didn't even fucking, update it. All they did was cross out Hillary and put in fucking Joe. That's all they did. Not only that, when you have a climate where if you announce you're a Trump supporter and you got to worry about retribution, are you going to trust a pollster to not hand off your information to that, group that shall not be named that's just a supposed idea? Of course not. Then you have the Trump voters that really don't give a shit. Okay, because those people, they're not going to admit that they're voting. Getting back to the first people, sorry, because I didn't complete my point, and I should have. They're not going to admit anything because they don't want to risk it. They don't want to hear and like retarded shit coming from these supposed pollsters getting upset when they say that they're voting for Trump. Okay? They don't want to deal with the bullshit. Then you have the ones that are like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to fuck with your polls. And they got no shame about voting for Trump, but they're not going to tell some pollster idiot that, oh, hey, yeah, I'm voting for Trump, when they want to fuck with these idiots. So between the Trump derangement of the pollsters, the fear of letting who you are going to vote for be known, and the fact that you got people going, I'm going to fuck with you. How the hell can you trust a poll? You can't. Yet you want to say the polls show this. because you're a Trump deranged idiot who's trying to force something into existence like these pollsters. Oh, yeesh. I mean, it's sad. Thursday's night event was Trump's last chance to do or say something to shock American politics and change the trajectory of the race, which he did. But you're going to claim, no, he didn't. But explain why after the debate he now has almost half of the African American community, the black community, 46%, supporting and approving of him. Okay, of approval rating, we'll say. Explain that one. Because that shot up after the debate. It was shooting up during the debate. With Super Predator creepy Uncle Joe. You know, Super Predator calling black people because they're black. Creepy Uncle Joe. Come on now. Yes, it was an probably high bar, but if anyone in American politics today could pull it off, it was Trump, the ultimate showman. And it turned out he largely didn't. Bullshit! He literally drew traffic, or directed traffic, I should say, to the Hunter Biden creepy Uncle Joe scandal that you idiots have been trying to cover up, that you idiots don't want to pay attention to, because you know if you do, you're going to expose the criminality of your guy, the guy you want as president, which is so friggin' demented, it's not even funny. You would want a corrupt piece of shit like Biden in the Oval Office because he's not Trump, because you're fucking all retarded. All of you. You want a corrupt piece of shit who sold his political office for fucking decades. For, we'll say, office 47 years, president. We'll say for almost, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and we'll just say that he's been doing it most of it. So we'll say for over 4 decades, because he's been in politics over 5 at this point, between the vice president and being in Senate and stuff like that. Out of the 5 decades plus that he's been in politics between both offices, he has sold this fucking country down the river, and you want him in. You ignore proof of his criminality because you want him in. And you say Trump didn't do anything when he literally drove people to go look at it for themselves? Oh, God, you are fucking retarded, dude. Jesus Christ, you are retarded, man. But for most Americans, the debate itself was notable just because it was a refreshing change from the first one, which was so full of Trump interruptions, it was simply unwatchable. Bullshit! Creepy Uncle fucking Joe interrupted Trump first, okay? Fuckwit from Fox interrupted Trump constantly along with Creepy Uncle Joe. Oh, Trump was interrupting. Well, when they're interrupting you, what happens to you? You return in kind. So if they're going to talk shit and lie, you're saying Trump should just sit there, shut up, and let them slander him? Well, of course, that's what you want, because you want creepy, fucking corrupt Uncle Joe to be president. Trump interruptions. Oh, so, yeah, you want him to just be able to lie about him and him to just keep his fucking mouth shut. You are a disgusting person, buddy. You truly are. This time there were new debate rules, including the unprecedented muting of microphones when the other candidates spoke at the beginning of each topic. For that, the debate organizers get good grades for at least stepping in. Well, when Joe is the first one interrupting, the first person to interrupt, maybe you should be calling that out. Oh no, because Trump is the only one who does evil and mean things and interrupts people and he's just a criminal. I mean, you literally sound like a little child talking like right now. This is what I'm hearing. That's how it sounds to me with this bullshit grading of the fucking debate. The best grade of the night, by the way, goes to debate moderator Kristen Welker of NBC News. Why? Because she tried to do her best to help creepy Uncle Joe? Well, not overtly looking as biased as she is, because she got caught with that shit, had to delete her, either locked out her Twitter and then deleted a bunch of shit, or deleted it and started over? Are you fucking kidding me? The corrupt bitch, Democrat bitch, who spent the Christmas at the White House did a good job? I'm surprised you didn't say she did a shitty job because she wasn't carrying Joe's water hard enough for him. I mean, Jesus Christ. As for the candidates, their own grades for this debate are based on two criteria. First, the raw debate performance from the candidate. Second, whether the candidate did what he needed to do in the context of the election. For example, with his commanding lead, Joe Biden just needed to shuffle his way through. Trump, by all appearances, on a track to lose, needed to do quite the opposite, tap dance his way to a difficult presidential race. Let's get to the grades. Now, this is what's funny. They're trying to push this narrative that all Joe had to do was just be there. Okay, he just had to not fuck up. He just had to muddle his way through, shuffle his way through. And that's how they're going to play this. Even though he got his ass handed to him and all of his corruption was put out there, okay, for the world to see. Come on now. I mean, to quote creepy Uncle Joe, come on, man. Come on now. Let's get to those grades. Former Vice President Joe Biden, Democrat, grade C+. I love this. Gaffes and all. No, gaffes. Instead of calling him a fucking liar, his lying are gaffes. His lying about shit is gaffes, because I'm sure that's what this asshole was implying with that. Gaffes and all. One of the best traits of Joe Biden the politician over the decades is that he can speak authentically, articulately on major stage, and connect with Americans. That Biden no longer exists. Well, no shit, because he's a senile old fuck that got a pump full of fucking drugs to get him to go through a 90-minute fucking debate, and they start wearing off towards the end. Let's be honest. During the entire 2020 presidential campaign, Biden has struggled to put together sentences, paragraphs, coherent descriptions of his ideas. People watching him can, and usually do, infer what Biden means and where he's going, but many of his sentences are garble. So you're admitting that he's an incoherent fucking idiot. And you're giving him a C+. Are you serious? You're admitting he's an incoherent idiot, a senile old fuck, and you're giving him a C+. Oh yeah, real fair grading system. Because Donald Trump blew up the first debate with his constant interruptions. Excuse me? It was creepy, sleepy Uncle Joe who started the interrupting. He kept doing it, and Trump was like, well, if you're going to fucking play like that, I'm going to play like that. I love how you go, oh, Trump with constant interruptions, when you can literally go back and watch the debate, and fucking Joe started the shit. You people are disgusting. You truly are disgusting people. But anyway, with his constant interruptions, Americans didn't see the new Biden. They did, however, on Thursday night. Oh no, they saw the new Biden. He's been talking gibberish on all of his campaign outings, which is why they've kept him locked in the fucking basement with a teleprompter and have him doing interviews over Skype. Come on now. Seriously. Oh, yeesh. The new debate rules really harmed Biden. When Trump's microphone was muted, Biden was alone and often not giving clear, clean answers. Oh my God! So giving 2 minutes of time to Biden hurt him. This is the last debate. They wanted him to have that time. Now they're going, oh, it hurt him? And you're going to give him a C+. Are you serious? The most head-shaking part of his performance, during a conversation about race, seemingly a good topic for Biden, the former vice president demanded to go back and talk about the attacks on his own family, seemingly a bad topic for Biden. So basically what they wanted him to do was to just ignore when Trump had just called him out, because I remember this part of this. And it's like, well, we're going to switch to race now. And then Biden went, I want to answer that type thing. So they're saying he should have just shut the fuck up. Maybe he should have. But you're expecting someone, okay, who's trying to cover up his criminality to not open his mouth and try to cover for his criminality. Seriously. That's not going to happen, especially with an idiot like him. But in addition to performance, these grades take into account the context of the campaign. Biden entered the debate winning. Over 48 million Americans have voted. It is a contest that is about to... I'm sorry. It is a contest that is about how people feel about Trump, not Biden. And while Biden wasn't great in this debate, he did commit some devastating game-changing error. There were even moments where Biden had heart, especially in the closing statement. This debate was not great for Biden, but it was fine. In his closing statement, he's lying with this believe me look on his face, and you're going, he has heart? His eyes are wide. He's like, believe me, believe me. And you're friggin' gonna try to play it like that. Seriously, are you blind or are you just fucking retarded? One or the other would explain this. Pindell. Jesus, dude. Now, let's go through your friggin' word salad here. Okay, Biden entered the debate winning. According to who? Oh, that's right. Trump deranged corrupt pollsters who are trying to shape the election by oversampling people, by doing really shady things with people they can't fucking trust. Because like I just went, like I was talking about, you got Trump supporters, okay? You get two types. One type, they're not going to let anyone know because they're afraid of reprisal for it. The other type wants to fuck with you. I've talked about this before with Trump supporters. So, I mean, your polls are bullshit. You then have them oversampling in Democrat areas, specifically Democrats. You have them doing all this shady shit. And you're going to say, well, the polls had, he entered the debate winning. You aren't winning until the actual fucking election, dipshit. Okay? Once the votes start getting actually physically cast and counted, during the election itself, is when you can say who is winning and who is losing. All right. And then this idea of 48 million Americans have voted. That does not mean shit. Okay. These 48 million Americans, you dumb fuck, are in different states. We have what's called an electoral college, not the popular vote. And that still wouldn't mean shit because it's still before the fucking actual election. This is all word salad to push a fucking agenda beforehand. And then he has to admit, after running his word salad, that, oh, Biden wasn't great in the debate. He wasn't great in the last debate. He did commit some devastating game-changing error. His reaction to the Hunter Biden scandal, his inability to actually truly deny it, his using bullshit things like, I never took money from foreign interests. No, your kid and your brother and your other family members took the money for you. His, oh my God, believe me, look. All right, when you're in a debate, the last thing you want to do is give body language like, believe me, you need to, you have to, I demand that you believe me, please. Which is exactly what he did. That is a major faux pas. They teach you shit like that in debating classes. And you're saying he didn't fuck up at all? Like he didn't have any major fuck ups? Bullshit. And then you say he had heart when he's going, believe me? His body's screaming, believe me. He had heart during that. You are a shipwreck, dude. Truly a shipwreck. Oh, I needed that drink after that. Okay, now let's get into the Donald Trump Republican thing here going on with it. Grade B minus. You're basically trying to say Joe didn't fuck up. You give him a lower grade and you're going to give Trump a higher. This is how diluted and demented this moron is. Yeah, it gives a grade B minus to Trump. As president of the United States, Trump gets a lot of opportunities to have a good moment and turn things around. And basically every single opportunity of all of 2020, from his impeachment to the State of the Union to COVID, arriving to even him getting COVID himself, And Trump failed to pivot in a way that helped him politically. Bullshit. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Maybe not with you fucking Trump deranged morons, but with the average American he did. Because let's go through this here. Okay. The impeachment, the average American saw through the bullshit. The Trump deranged ones didn't, but the average American, the independent voter, the non-political person that's actually starting to see what's going on, they saw the bullshit with that. People who might not necessarily be likely voters that are now going to vote because of assholes like you and the legacy media and the Democrats saw the bullshit with it. They saw Trump vindicated. They saw him take his victory lap. Well, Nancy Pelosi's going, he was still impeached. No, that's not how it works. Okay? Impeachment means, okay, that you are convicted by the Senate. You have, in order to be considered impeached, you have to be convicted by the Senate. Did not happen. And then you try to say, well, his battling the beer virus didn't have anything, okay? Help him at all. Okay? Him battling COVID. All right, him battling the beer virus. He did things that the Democrat, oh, he's xenophobic, he's racist, he's this, he's that, like closing down travel with China. He did what he could do. He did what he was able to do, being that we are a federal government that's made up, a nation made up of states. States' responsibilities. And I love how you try to play it like it's his responsibility that Michigan, with all of its deaths, and New York, with all of its deaths, and them sending sick people into the nursing homes, and shit like that falls on Trump with this one. No, that falls on Cuomo, Whitmer, all these other people that, have pushed for that shit. All these people that said we got to lock shit down. All these people that said, oh, we got to keep people locked up. We got to stop the economy from going. You look at Sweden, they didn't do this shit. They now are at a point where they're getting to herd immunity. You want this country locked down. You want it so that people keep getting infected so that you can keep milking it. At least the Democrats do. Okay? And this idea that how he handled things after getting COVID didn't help him, bullshit. He showed that you can recover from this and do so quickly and go back to the grind. Him recovering like he did, okay, was a beacon of hope for a bunch of people. But you don't want to see it as that because they're like, well, if he can turn around and beat this as quick as he did and get back to his job, okay, we can beat this. But you don't want to see it like that because that's a possibility of how it went over with people and you don't even want to entertain it. I mean, you're an idiot. But in this final debate, Trump actually did help himself. He kept Biden on the defensive. He lied a lot, sure. But he just plowed through Biden's pushback. Excuse me, what the fuck did he lie on? All the Hunter Biden shit? All the factually proven, correct, chain of evidence now proven Hunter Biden shit? You mean the cockamamie bullshit that idiots like you were trying to claim? Some Russian agent, like Boris. Boris went over to the computer repair shop. Yes, I am Hunter Biden. I want to turn in this laptop. I need it to be fixed. Yeah, that's really fucking believable. And that's what your fellow fucking legacy media shitbricks are trying to push. That's what Twitter blue check marks are trying to push. You people are fucking idiots. And you want to call it lies. Where are the lies? Joe did not unequivocally deny shit. He tap danced around it and said, well, I never took money from foreign governments. Well, that's when the follow-up should have been, did your kid take it in the name of you? How about your brother? How about that? You people are freaking idiots. Oh my God. And he raised a lot of questions about Biden, who didn't rebuke forcefully enough. No, he didn't rebuke at all. He just sat there like a fucking deer in headlights going, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. People don't believe me. Believe me. It was one of the best moments, if not the best moment, Trump has had in politics since the 2016 campaign. What? So wait a minute. Him spanking Hillary wasn't better than this? Are you seriously a fucking crackhead? because I really think Trump bitch slapping the bitch, I think that tops this. Just a thought. This is not to suggest it was a flawless performance. In fact, the critical first part of the debate was about COVID, where Trump spoke of a future where there won't be a dark winter and said that the country is turning the page and that there will be a vaccine in a few weeks, things that appear to be in a fundamental disagreement with the reality that most Americans see as they prepare for another lockdown. Oh, you mean the lockdowns that the Democrats are pushing for, number one. Number two, he named off the companies that are a few weeks away and are on phase 3 of their testing with their vaccines that are producing thousands upon thousands of doses of them. This has all been documented by your buddies in the legacy media that Johnson & Johnson, all these companies are producing the virus at this point, just waiting for the I's to be dotted, the T's to be crossed, and a few other things with the paperwork to get this out there. So how about you stop lying? I know I should wait until the end to put this here. And if we had followed, say, Sweden, we wouldn't be looking at this supposed dark winter that the left and the Democrats are pushing. Because we'd have herd immunity if we protected the elderly, protected the ones that have comorbidities and others that are at risk. We'd be through this now. And they try to go, well, Sweden's got all these infections. Yes, but what is their death rate? Same thing here. Well, look at all the infections. Okay, what's our death rate? It's been dropping and dropping and dropping, right? No. It's been dropping and dropping and dropping, right? No. Show them a graph of it. That doesn't mean shit. It's like, are you fucking retarded? This is how they've been acting. This is how the left is with this shit. You've got a Trump deranged idiot here. Okay. Trying to will something into existence with this. He can't even, in admitting that Trump beat Biden, admit that Trump beat Biden. When you give him a B-, which you're grading him even harsher than you would creepy Uncle Joe, you are saying he fucking beat the old fuck, the old senile bastard. But you don't want to admit that. This is what's fucked up. Pendel basically has to admit, yeah, Trump beat him. But then he's like, oh, Trump didn't beat him. You can't have your cake and eat it too, shitbrick. Anyway, let's get through the last little part here. However, good his performance was, it was probably not good enough to change the campaign. Oh, you really hope. You really pray. 46% black approval rating right now. And that's after the debate, motherfucker. You don't think that's going to weigh in and help him? Well, Biden's support from blacks is dropping? Are you seriously this retarded? Oh my God. Does it mean that maybe he doesn't lose Republican states like Texas? Sure. Does it mean he's now on track to win 270 electoral votes? No, it doesn't. They are seriously high on their own fucking farts here. They seriously don't have a clue. This is 2016 over again. Okay, now if Trump did bad in this last debate, okay, I might say, yeah, he's got a hard road on winning and it might be hard for him to do it and he could very well lose. But when you've got him closing a peace deal with Sudan and Israel, you've got him beating the debate with Joe. This is like his fourth peace deal. He's doing a lot and people are going to pay attention. And the thing is you think, oh, well, all these people are disillusioned from him. Excuse me, he won the last time. Okay? A lot of it had to do with his core supporters. Had to do with the silent majority. You think the silent majority, when they're watching Democrat cities get burned down, do you think they want a Democrat in the fucking White House? Are you serious? The silent majority, they're going to go against that. The silent majority, looking at these lockdowns, just wanting to live their damn lives. You think they're going to vote for fucking Joe who wants to lock everything back down again? Hell no. You think people in Pennsylvania whose livelihoods, whether it's directly or indirectly, rely on the oil industry, are gonna vote. Are gonna vote for freaking Joe Biden when he's talking about shutting down fracking, which is one of the biggest industries they've got going there right now. When those people who work in fracking then turn around and spend their incomes in the local communities and support those communities, do you think those people in those communities are too stupid to realize that if fracking ends, their livelihoods are going to end because the people that are like supporting their businesses are going to lose their fucking jobs? Same with Texas and oil, Louisiana and oil. Okay? Do you honestly think in Texas and Louisiana, where oil and fracking even are big money things, are big job producing industries, do you think the people are going to vote for fucking Uncle Joe when he's saying he's going to end, the whole fossil fuel industry? Of course not. But you're so fucking retarded, you don't realize this shit. And then you talk out your ass and you go, well, and lie, and you go, Trump lied, and you don't show any examples of it because you don't want to actually try to say what he lied on, because if you bring up the fact of the Hunter Biden shit, you're going to get called a liar. If you bring up the fact of the Russia shit and the cages, which were on Obama's watch, everything you try to claim is going to be shown that you're a fucking liar, not Trump. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. Pendel, go fuck yourself. I'm leaving things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.